Hey guys, Majeffries here, and welcome to episode 41 of You Don't Win Anything with Kids. I say this is episode 41. Technically it is, if you count from right back at the start, first episode when we were in Skrill South. Now we're in the Skrill Premier. As you remember, we got promoted. We've been given our new transfer budget, which you can actually see up here, 5.47 million. I don't think that's going to get spent, if I'm honest, and if it does, I need to look at myself in the mirror. And a wage budget of 98.84k per week. Again, that's probably not going to be spent. Nothing really major happening on this screen. Semi-professional status still, that will change. I've already spoken to the board and they've said that at the start of the season they will give us professional status. What I am going to do now is go back to this screen. Before I progress any further, our stadium is being redeveloped. The Majeffries Arena at Goslin Sports Village, I think it's called. That's being redeveloped. It's having its capacity increased. I think it's 1,500 more supporters are going to be able to attend matches, which, when you think of the revenue stream, that's pretty good. In the meantime, though, and I don't like the way Football Manager do this, they just choose a random nearby stadium that matches the reputation of the team, because in reality, whilst my stadium's being rebuilt, I wouldn't mind sharing with someone like St Albans or, Biggleswade or Arsley or somewhere like that. But no, they've decided that because I've got a pretty high reputation, I'm going to be ground sharing with Spurs at White Hart Lane for the next 5 months. I don't know why. And you can see here, O'Brien signing a new deal. He'll be kept at White Hart Lane. No, he won't. I don't want to be at White Hart Lane. I don't want to ground share with Tottenham. I don't particularly like Tottenham that much, so why would I want to ground share with them? Anyway, that's out of my hands. I can't do anything about that. What this is a list of, though, is all teams that have agreed on pre-season friendlies. So we've got Pumas. I don't know where they're based. South America somewhere, I believe. Mansfield. Sky Bet League 2. Pretty high up considering. Real Betis, I imagine that would be like a reserve team, but still high up the list. Valencia, very high up the list. You see they finished 4th in La Liga. Verona, they finished 20th in Serie A, which I believe is a relegation place. And they look like the first team fixtures, and then we got the under-21s here, and then the under-18s there. The final thing I was going to catch up on, in fact, 2 things. We had a bid for Drusen from Rangers, which was appallingly insulting, so I rejected it immediately. The other thing is Delamond has rejected another new contract. I'm not going to let him go just yet. I believe if we get another promotion or we might just have to sign a big player to convince him to stay, because he's worried about the squad, the state of the squad. So, actually, you see here, Birmingham have put in a bid for him. And again, that's nothing money. That is absolute peanuts. 28 grand for Delamond? I don't think so. He's worth 99. His contract expires at the end of the season, but I'm not letting him go for nothing. No. If he ends up having to leave on a free transfer at the end of the season, that's fine. But I'm going to offer him a new deal, or at least try to, so that they have to pay compensation. Because I'm not letting him go for nothing. Not a chance. In terms of who we're going to be bringing in, I'm not sure if there's anyone out there who can actually improve on what we've already got. I will do a squad report before pre-season starts. Ideally, I want to make my transfers early so that we've got a good, strong squad who have already gelled with each other by the time the first ball gets kicked for the season. Ideally, before pre-season properly kicks off. So maybe like after 1 match pre-season. That's sort of when I want to get all my dealings done. That goes for ins and outs. I might sell someone a little bit later on, maybe if the right offer comes in. But I want a strong team that are already set and ready to go when the season starts. Because I've fallen foul of it before. You sign about 3 players once the season begins, just before the transfer window closes, and then they're basically passengers for the whole year because they're not used to the team. They haven't had a pre-season because their old club might not have let them into training for one reason or another because they want out. You just end up with a passenger, someone who doesn't really want to be involved, not for unprofessional reasons, but just because they don't really know what they're doing. So I'd rather we had a team that was set and ready to go at the start of the season. Just scanning through news items now. There's not a great deal going on really. It's just end of season, beginning of season spiel. There was something about taxes. We weren't hit by taxes because we didn't really make much of a profit last season. New sponsorship deal, which was exactly the same as the old sponsorship deal, so there's no point really going into that either. It was all just a load of nothing news really. The only one really that stood out was the training facilities, which you guys know I'd already agreed on because it was part of the clause for me getting a new contract. That's going underway. I asked the board to make us professional. That's hopefully going to happen this season. If not, I guess next season, because I did agree to it. And then there's the stadium improvements as well. And oh yeah, the other thing, they also improved our youth setup. So we were level 3, I think. Hang on, I think level 3 might be the best one actually, and level 1, whichever one we were out of 1 or 3, we're now level 2. So we've progressed up a level. I think it was from 1 to 2. I think that's how it works, and I think level 3 is the best. Or it might be the other way around. You don't take my word for it. We're now level 2, I know that for sure. And that's good, because hopefully that means we can attract better youngsters in to our youth academy, and we can also produce better youngsters that we've already, from players that we've already got. Which is really good, because it keeps the costs down again. Because that's something else that this is all about, this series. It's about, proving that you can win with kids, but it's also doing it on a budget. And I know that's easy for me to say because I've got a transfer budget of 5 million. But apart from the 75,000 we spent on Stevens last season, and then the instalments on top, which I think took it to 250,000, we didn't spend a penny apart from that. We didn't really do any loan fees. If we did loan a player in, we probably paid a tiny percentage of their wages, if anything. We stayed well within our means, and I think we actually had one of the smallest expenditures of the league, which is impressive. It's good. I'd rather stick to that mantra than spend all our money and end up bankrupt. Right, Skrill Premier, blah, blah, blah. Yep, that's just because we've upgraded one basically, so all the Skrill South stuff is gone, and all the Skrill Premier stuff is coming in. League invitation, yep. And under 18s invitation, yes. What's this? What is this? Leaderboard. These people I know. I don't recognise any people. I think these are what people have achieved, so I'm not on there yet. We'll just ignore that.